Good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So, just got my shower. It's day 52 of the Redeeming Eden cycle tour across America to raise awareness that addiction recovery options are available. That there's churches, there's Celebrate Recoveries, there's rescue missions. There's so many places that are willing to help you for free if you're bound by addiction. So, when I got up this morning, I had to go and get everything situated with getting the campsite set up. And as I did, I spoke to Joe, who's the camp host here. And I asked him, I said, does the shower machine take fives? And he said it does. It's $4.50 for a shower. And so I put the 5 in. It's supposed to give you 2 quarters and 1 shower token. Well, it gave me 2 shower tokens and 1 quarter. And so we were talking, and he was like, "You're a believer?" I was like, "I am." I gave him the sticker. Told him to, go check out the channel. And he was like, "Well, that's how God takes care of his believers." I was like, "Oh, believe me, I know. I have so many faithful friends and, subscribers and people who have supported this ministry. And I know that it's only through God that they're able to do it." But yeah, so I get into the shower and I'm standing there taking my shower and I totally forget, oh, the timer's gonna run out. Man, so I hurried up and finished, and about, I don't know, maybe a minute or 2 into that, I went, I never put the shower token in. So not only did I get 2 shower tokens for the price of 1, I didn't have to use one of them, and I'll be able to give it to someone. So cool. Little blessings along the way. So yeah, when I got up this morning, that deer was just right there by my tent. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. And they also said that there were a bear and her cub in the campground yesterday 3 different times. So hopefully I'll be able to see that this evening when I get back. So I'm going down to Jackson Hole today. And then when I get to Jackson Hole, I'm going to go over to Teton Village. And somewhere along the way, I hope to be able to find some strong Wi-Fi to upload these last 3 days of videos so that you guys can see them. But with all that being said, I'm getting back to camp. I've taken everything off the bike that I don't need, so I'm much lighter. And it's only 20 miles to Jackson Hole. So it should be an okay trip today. Kind of looking forward to today. It's still 40 miles, but it's going to be a rest day without having to lug the full 60-pound load with me. So yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to get everything put up and get to pedaling. I love you guys. I'll see you later. All right, so as it turns out, there's a multi-use trail all the way from Jenny Lake down to Jackson Hole, and so I'm going to take this. However, I'm going to get off and go right toward Teton Village. This is just incredible. I cannot explain the scale other than if you look at some of these things, those are trees. And so the height is just ridiculous. It looks like I'm above it. There's no way. I am looking almost 35 degrees up to the top of that peak right there. Anyway, I got to keep pedaling. I'm excited now. I was hungry. I didn't have dinner last night. No breakfast this morning. And so I was, my stomach was starting to grumble. But now I'm so excited, I could care less. I'm still going to eat before I go, though. All right, here we go. All right, so I just went down to the post office in Moose, which means I left Grand Teton National Park. And when I tried to come the quarter-mile back up the road, the guy at the guard station was like, "You got your pass?" I was like, "Yeah, I got my receipt." He was like, "That's from Yellowstone. You have to have one for Grand Teton too." Another 20 bucks. Oh, I didn't know you had to pay to be in this park. They never said anything to me leaving Yellowstone, and I never passed a guard shack coming in. So I'm not sure how I managed getting in without paying, but now that's $40 just in entry fees for the 2 parks. And then on top of that, I mean, just the food and everything was so expensive in Yellowstone, and it looks to be the same here in Teton Park. Still, again, I think the views are worth it, and God has me on this path to meet somebody, so I'm just gonna keep taking it. And thanks for trusting in the direction I'm going, guys, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I love you. I'll see you later. Good morning. All right, so this is the Moose Wilson Road. This is not on the Trans-America Trail map. It goes down into Teton Village, and I have passed through several wildlife sensitive areas where it has signs and stuff saying, you know, don't get out of your vehicle, don't park, yada yada yada. But there are a lot of cyclists and a lot of runners, and the road isn't that, you know, very well traveled. I mean, the bike path over there from Moose down to Jackson Hole is completely car free, but this one is just isolated and distant and so scenic, you know. So I thought that I was going to take the bike path all the way down, and at the post office they told me about this road, and I'm glad they did, because this is beautiful and the traffic is not terrible at all. It's a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. So yeah, I tell you another thought from the road as I pass this Lawrence S. Rockefeller Preserve is, you know, John D. Rockefeller donated all this land back here on the park, Grand Teton Park, a lot of it anyways. And I was thinking, you know, he bought all that land from the government. They've already been paid for it, and then he gave it back to them to keep everything just the way it is. So why are we being charged to be on donated land? Oh, the world may never know. Just more thoughts from the road. And that is a bear. Oh, there, little fella. I don't know where your mama is, but I don't want to be anywhere close. Yeah, we're going to have a little Mexican standoff here.
Right, so interesting turn of events. I came down to Teton Village because last night I met a woman named Lindsay. While I was standing there watching the elk, she walked up, she had rode a motorcycle, and we had a conversation about the elk and how majestic it was, that he was just, you know, he didn't care we were there. He was so strong and powerful, but just was more interested in eating dinner. And so she's a paraglider from up here, and she takes people on tandem flights paragliding. And so, you know, I asked her, I said, well, you know, how much is it? She said $390. I said, whoa, no, that's way out of my price range. You know, if it was way cheaper, I might do it just, you know, for subscriber, you know, clickbait, I guess you'd call it, on the YouTube channel, but can't do that. And so I handed her the sticker, told her about Redeeming Eden, kind of went on my way. This morning when I got up, my phone, when I finally got out on the road, my phone finally picked up service and all these messages hit, and I had a $20 donation on Venmo from Lindsay, and it had her phone number, and it, you know, said, hey, I think I can work you in today. And so I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. So I took the back road, which I needed to take because I got to see the bear, and got on down here to Teton Village. And right as I was kind of pulling in, I got a text from her that said the wind's picked up, that they can't do it. And so I was like, oh, wow. But the cool thing is that God brought me here anyway. So I went up to the bike shop to ask about that screw for the clipless pedal. And Nico here at Teton Village Sports, TVS, had the screw, asked for the bike, put it in, and said, hey, you know, how long are you going to be around? Are you riding right out? I said, no, I'm going to eat some lunch. He said, here, I'll do a free tune-up for you. Thank you so much, Nico. That is awesome. And so also, there's good cellular signal here. So I'm going to sit down and eat lunch. I'm famished. I didn't have supper last night, and I didn't have breakfast this morning. In my rush to get down here when I found out that I could possibly go paragliding. So, yeah, I'm going to eat, charge my phone, get the videos uploaded, and yeah, this is a really cool spot to be. I'm so glad that I came this way. I wasn't ever intending on coming this way, and so I'm glad that I did. Anyway, I'm going to eat. I'm starving. Alright, so this has been an interesting day. I ended up talking again with Lindsay. She had texted me a couple different times, trying everything she could to work me in with the paragliding. She was trying everything she could, trying to find out if there was, you know, like a more advanced pilot that could take me. She went way out of her way, which is so cool. And it was neat because yesterday when I met her at the Elk, we talked for a little bit, and kind of she explained to me, the way that she explained it was that her brother has been in recovery for 3 years and that he's doing great. And that before she came here, she only came here a few days ago to Jackson Hole, to Teton Village, to do this work. I assume she's paraglided for a long time, but to work here, she came recently. But so she said, I'm not a very religious person, but when I came up here, I asked my brother if he'd pray for me. He was like, let's do it. And I thought that was so cute, so neat. So yeah, I told her, I said, you know, share this with your brother. Let him know, you know, what we're out here doing. And yeah, she said, I definitely will. So also, Nico, man, I was looking at my bicycle while I was sitting down eating this evening. I just got a little like sandwich, classic deli sandwich, and a Coca-Cola, and sat at the table. And Nico, that did the work on the bike, he spot cleaned the bike. Like I'm talking about, there are parts where like the brake calipers clip that had grease build up. This thing looks good. I cannot wait to ride it. I had to walk it all the way out of this tourist area. But so yeah, interesting day. Another thing, I posted day 49 today. I have 50 and 51 waiting, ready to go, and I'll, you know, produce this one tonight. That's part of my daily routine as part of Redeeming Eden. Is each night I spend about 2 hours cutting and editing each video and getting it posted. Well, there's just been no service. So I was like, okay, 5 bars of 4G, ready to go. It took 4.5 hours from 12:43 to almost 5:15 for it to, you know, upload to YouTube and produce, which was crazy. So I was like, there's no way I can post another video today or tomorrow even. I'm going back up to Jenny Lake to stay, which is where my tent is. And so, yeah, it was just a crazy day of just kind of having to sit still. But that's good. You know, the word says in Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I am God. And so, you know, it was just one of those days for me. Yeah, I wish that I would have been able to like take more footage and more video of everything that was going on here. It is a beautiful place, for sure. But again, my phone was just kind of stuck on upload. And I was also producing yesterday's video, which takes the phone a little while too. So if you're riding the Trans-America Trail and you want to come down to Jackson City, which is not where I'm going. I'm not going to be able to do that today. It's after 6. I definitely recommend making the loop and going up through right here. And if you do, save up a few extra dollars and go see Lindsay here at the paragliding here in Jackson Hole at Teton Village. And she will be glad to fly you. And make sure you tip her good, because she donated to Redeeming Eden. And if you see this video and you can do it, show her some love back. What an awesome, awesome person. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for everything that you did today. And now I am about to ride back through. I kind of planned this also. I'm going to ride back through that wildlife area that I came through earlier where I saw the bear, now that it's evening. So hopefully the next thing you'll see is a little more footage of some cool wildlife. But here goes nothing. Why this one isn't on the Trans-America Trail, I will never know. This is one gorgeous road. There's about 2 miles of gravel. But there's nobody out here, just me and Yogi and Boo Boo and the elk. And probably all kinds of other critters that I have no idea are watching me right now. Alright, so I spent 2.5 hours riding on this road. Stopped at a nice little overlook and talked to some neat people. Met an awesome woman named Stella, who's out kind of traveling the United States. She was supposed to go to Europe, and all that got canceled with COVID. And so we talked for a while, and I looked down and I was like, man, it's 8:30. So now I'm headed back. But like I said, I kind of had it planned to be able to spend some time on this road looking at all the animals, because I know that a mile away from me right here, that bike trail starts that I rode this morning. And with that bike trail, there's no traffic. So I can ride at night and I'll be okay. So it's way darker than it looks on the screen, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here for the night. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get up early and hopefully get the Teton's reflection in Jenny Lake while the wind is still in the morning. So be looking forward to something like that. The best attempt that God will let me get at it on tomorrow's video. So if you know anyone who's passed away from an addiction-related issue, please drop their name in the comments or find me on Facebook, Adam Lineberry, Mobile, Alabama. And I would love to ride for your person. If you know anyone who is addicted, share this with them. Look, I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction. That's the whole goal of this ride. End goal, starting a rehab. I'm just sick of it. I've lost too many friends, and I know you have too. I never have a day that God doesn't provide for me financially, and unfortunately I never have a day where God doesn't provide a name for me to ride for. And so let's try to help end that together, at least the college try that I can give it. I'm just one guy, but with all your help, we can make it happen. If you know anybody who is in recovery, share this with them. We're all in it together. I love you guys that are recovering, and I need your love and prayers too. It's a battle, you know. It's definitely not just like for some people I've heard, you know, them tell the story of their testimony and they quit and they never had a problem again. But for some of us, it wasn't like that. I really kind of know both sides of the coin. And don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a non-profit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a link in the description for the donation link to their website with my bio. You can donate one time, you can donate monthly. It's whatever the Lord puts on your heart. If the Lord puts it on your heart to pray, then just pray. You know, it's definitely different building a ministry from scratch. But this is the way that God has appointed for me to do it, so we're doing it together. And I thank you for your support, for subscribing to the channel, for sharing these videos, for liking the videos on YouTube, on Facebook, for putting it out there, what we're doing and what we're trying to do together. It really is a team effort, and I'm thankful for you participating with me in the journey. So with 10 miles left to go to get back to camp in the dark, on the way from Moose to Jenny Lake Campground. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night. All right, so that flashing light that you see up there on the mountain are climbers that are climbing Grand Teton. That is so cool. All right, so it's 9:57 and I'm just now back at the campground. The stars are incredible. There isn't a cloud in the sky, and I can see the Milky Way from horizon to horizon. Unbelievable. Good night, y'all.